Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, it's my favorite colors. It's blue, it's white, but it's also the Timmy things that people love. Big monsters and bringing them back ahead of schedule with Invoked Justice. It's Azorius Justice, a deck built around casting Invoked Justice to reanimate awesome creatures from the graveyard. One thing that I love about Invoked Justice with blue cards is blue has cards that work really well with spells. I'll give you two of them here. Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. If you cast Invoke Justice on Lear and Lear does not die, the next turn you get to cast Invoke Justice again from your graveyard. That's really fun. And then the other recur is Carry, the Swirling Sky, which says that when it dies, you can choose to mill 6 cards and return two instants or sorceries from your graveyard to your hand. So when this dies, you can get back Invoke Justice and one other instant or sorcery and cast Invoke Justice again. So being able to set up those loops so that your deck goes deeper and further than one Invoke Justice can mean that you can win some of the grindier games. I think that one thing that Invoke Justice is struggling with at the moment is it used to be that you cast Invoke Justice, you get back Velomachus Lorehold, you attack, you get a trigger, you create a massive board state, and the opponent just dies the next turn because they can't overcome that kind of power. And the haste, like the haste is really important there because it sets the tempo of the game. In the current meta, a lot of people are using Invoke Justice on Titan of Industry and on Sanctuary Warden, which this deck has as well, and it's creating a good board state. But opponents are finding ways to deal. They untap, they cast they cast a Grasp on the thing without the shield counter, then they play a Liliana and they minus that and they get rid of the thing with the shield counter and they get right back to torturing you. And I think that the deck needs to be able to go longer. And so having access to cards like Lear and Sanctuary and Carry the Swirling Sky and Hullbreaker Horror allows the deck to play a longer game and outgrind those decks. Even if they deal with the first Justice, will they deal with the second? Will they deal with the third? That's what we want to find out. Playing blue and white with Invoke Justice also gives us access to Faithful Mending, a pretty sweet card that both gains life to keep us alive and lets us filter through our deck and fill our graveyard with the things that we want to reanimate. And it's nice to have more than just a Restoration of a Ganjo or a card like Rafine's Informant, some kind of a connive trigger, to throw our cards in the graveyard. Mending being an instant and also having flashback means that you can really time it to avoid things like Graveyard Trespasser, which is very, very nice. And we also have Consider, which can, in theory, throw some of these cards in the graveyard, but is also really good when you have Hullbreaker Horror and Lear in your deck, as they can get a ton of value from those cards. So in this particular video, I played 2 versions of the deck. So I'm going to do a quick patron shout out before I jump and show you the other version, because the cards that are sus in this deck, in the first version for sure, are cards like Fading Hope, Fateful Absence, Depopulate. I think Destroy Evil has proven itself, but some of these, it was like, well, I learned from previous decks that like holding up counter magic wasn't doing it, but sometimes I was falling behind and needed a board wipe. But the deck does meet some changes midway through, and I'm going to show you the changes in the intro for those of you who are cool enough to watch the intro, so you're not taken aback by them when they happen. Today's patron shout out goes to Paul Gregor. Thank you very much for signing up on Patreon. You're very cool. If you would like a shout out or some other sweet perks such as shark tokens, then check out the link in the description, patreon.com/covertgoblue. All right, we're checking out build number 2 here. And yeah, I already played the games, but don't worry, I'm a spoiler-free zone. However, some adjustments I definitely found important. Destroy Evil, just continuing to impress, so I added 1 more of those. And I added 4 copies of Make Disappear, because it was actually really good to, in the early turns, pretty much throughout the early turns, hold up things like Faithful Mending and Consider and Fading Hope and Wandering Emperor, but also play Make Disappear. Basically, it made the deck, aside from Restoration of a Ganjo, function like a flash deck until you cast Invoke Justice and reanimate a big monster, in which case it turned from a flash deck into a serious killer. And it made the deck so much better against things like Mono Blue, and having an outlet like Make Disappear to counter the big spell like Invoke Despair, well, that was a very big deal. So this is the version that you're going to see me switch to midway through, and you'll see the stats at the end to compare the 2 versions and see how the changes affected gameplay. Now that we've done that, let me know what you think of this kind of intro. I have, and the different versions of the deck, and also examining cards that may have needed to be switched or not switched, or where they're good. Because I often do this. I usually sit down with a version of a deck. I play it for a while. I usually play it for an hour before I've made good changes that I think actually help the deck a lot. And then I have to re-record, because I record for that first hour, but then when I make the big changes, I scrap all the footage. And then I start again, and then if the changes were good, then the new games with the correct deck list get published. I've done these tests before on the channel, but it was a few years ago. Audience is a lot larger now. Curious what you guys think. A lot of people just like the one list, and this is what I found in the past from research. They like the one list to match what's in the video, or their brains just they freak out. They don't have the order in the world that they needed. So curious about your thoughts, and maybe this intro helps mitigate some of the brain damage, I don't know what else to call it, that occurs when a deck changes some cards mid-video. Anyway, now we'll dive in. Let the Azorius justice begin. Okay, interesting little hand. Let's see where it leads. Mystery card, consider the removal options. Okay, definitely one of the worst draws. But let's chill. We'll make it look like we have Make Disappear. Might get them to be afraid, be very afraid. 4-color. 4-color with a Phoenix chick. Is this going to be one of those like domain aggro kind of deals? All right, we'll take that because it's a land. We do need those. All right, consider. Still showing up. It's going to try to get us to the next land. That's how we try to get away with 24 in this deck instead of 26 or 27. The considers and the mendings try to get you there. All right, they're coming in hot. Let's consider some more. Land only. We are accepting only lands. We fall to 16. We do have Wandering Emperor ready to roll. Let's see what the next turn holds. Another Phoenix chick. Okay, sure. These Phoenix chicks are something. Do I need to exile those? I'm just going to give them no respect. And I'm just going to go after the more powerful threats.
I started this fight, but I'm going to end it.
All right, binding on the Emperor.
Our swords
I had a feeling there was something like that going on. But we go back up to 18.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Do we depopulate now? Because I probably won't do it when the Warden comes down. I mean, it's not threatening enough. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of these chicks. Our life total's pretty good, and we're a land away from Warden. Alana and Elena. Alright. That can resolve, but then I'm going to kill it before they combat with it. They only have one red. I'm wondering if I should Fading Hope just to try to scry and hit the land. And the other part of that is it might be awkward for them to play what they want to play. All right, the third depopulate. No, thank you. And, okay. It's kind of a land. It's definitely doing it on hard mode. They have another Leyline binding. It's 1 mana right now, so maybe they do. We definitely want to try to get through that before we drop the Warden. Warden getting bound is not great. Yep. So they don't get to replay the chick, and they don't get to crack the clue, because they wanted to deploy Helena and Elena. Nothing to get back in the graveyard right now with Resto. That is a card we definitely don't want bound. But at the same time, they do have to pay a lot of extra to do it. Then they hit me for 7. And I'll just depopulate them. Next turn we get to flip the restoration into a creature. And maybe they'll use the binding here on the restoration before it becomes a creature. Firebrand, that can... So what is that? It's 1 red for +2/+2, and then things can't block. Awkward. I guess we're going to depopulate again. That Firebrand can't stand. Sure, you crack a clue. So we have to get through their binding or find a destroy evil for it. And then we want to stick the swirling sky. And it's getting awkward. It's definitely getting awkward. How do we know they have a binding? Just the priority stick whenever they have Rafine's Tower open. That's about it. It is kind of obvious though. See if we can find some invoked justice. Hey, we did. We also found destroy evil. That can get us back Wandering Emperor. Can also, like, if they bind the swirling sky, like we can also just get it back. They have to spend next turn doing it. 3 mana is not enough. It's pretty good. And then we can destroy evil to get it back at instant speed. Yep. Shame that we lose all these +1/+1 counters. Actually, I've got a response if they... I don't have to blow up the binding. I can blow up the carry. Yep, here it comes. Pay your wards. That's going to be a big chunk of their turn. Their mana doesn't allow them to do too much else. And then we destroy this. And we do the mills. And we get back the justice. And we get back the evil. Ready to do it again. All right, part 2. So, do you have binding number 3 in that hand full of what's probably semi-reactive? Okay, cycle. It's a weird split for this deck, huh? Kind of hard to get the mix right. Well, take 10. Maybe take 10? I want you to strongly consider taking 10. There you go. All right. The cycling. The full-on cycle psychs. It is interesting that you can play this sort of Naya aggro deck with only Rafine's Tower to fill out all the other types, because this is full Domain Wooburg, Rafine's Tower plus red and green. So I can see where the possibility lies. The question is, you know, is Leyline Binding really worth it? You know? All right, pay your ward. So I think I just try to win here, because they can't afford to do this again. So we're just going to go for the enchantment here. And that means that this doesn't even leave the battlefield. It swings for 10. They should just be dead. Oi! Lands. Faithful Mending would fix it, though. Were the game to continue. What are you going to do? Lightning strike this? Gaia's Might. Ah, well, countered. You can't even give me these gifts. I reject them. Get countered. Get out. Dragon power. We go first. We'll see how it all works out. Fiend's Tower. Esper gaming today. Interesting. Let's consider now. Don't need another Wandering Emperor for sure. It's like if I hit a Tranquil Cove, that's what I would want to play for my land drop. They got a Bank Buster, of course they do. What other card would you play in your Magic the Gathering deck? We'll take land. I activate Bank Buster. Yeah, nice job. You are very skilled. Is you countered? No?
Now you've done it. That's coming off.
Guards, to me.
What now? Trying to be patient here. They might have their own Wandering Emperor, or they might just be banking and then sweeping. But they gotta deal with this. I mean, using spot removal, that's great. Let's go. They're not doing anything about this one. All right. Weird. I mean, I'm just going to attack and kill your Emperor, but okay. What are you doing? You have to activate it now. Like, what are you thinking? I know you're thinking counter magic, but did you think beyond that? I don't think you did.
Watch for intruders.
Okay, unfortunately we can't cast the Warden here. I really want to. So, well, let's go with this. And this.
We must protect.
And this. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who harms my people must contend with me.
And keep you. And we'll go with... Should probably go with another Samurai, but I'm thinking they need a board wipe. So I think I'm just gonna place here.
Remember your training.
I'm never done for good.
Shieldred. Won't get you very far though. We untap. We destroy the evil. Came prepared. Came prepared for that nonsense. Crew. Dead. What are you gonna do with those? Block me? Block my tutus? That's why we put the counter here last turn, so that all of these could attack into the Bank Buster this turn. Alright. Banky tradesy. Alright. You're at 8. You have 2 4/4s with Vigilance to face. That was probably the worst turn we've had in a while. I wish I could have had a way to take a better turn. But you do what you can. I have Edgar. Ah, haha, they finally take out that Emperor. Well, bad news for them is I have another. And another. And another.
I am the Emperor of Content, and I will protect my people.
Anga! Remember, has flash the turn it enters the battlefield. You don't have to use it right away. Could have knocked them to 1 as well, because for some reason they held on to the pilot, but I think this is fine. Plaza of Heroes, they're not super legendary from what I'm seeing. They are holding up mana. Why wouldn't it be another Invoke Justice? We still can't seem to use this Warden, but we got Invoke Justice for days. No lack of justice. Alright, their creatures are gone. They probably have something on end step here. What's it gonna be, like a Hullbreaker Horror? Anyway, might as well try to go a little wide because they have this little vampire machine. Oh look, a Wandering Emperor.
Now you've done it. That's coming on. We must protect the people.
Ayo, ayo. Not a bad creature, I hear. Now with a +1/+1 counter.
Got new moves to teach you.
So they definitely want to block and will block with AO. So I guess we have to get through it. Our Otawara is in hand. The Fading Hope is God knows where.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Lethal. Opponent, they want to prevent lethal. If they block over here and chump, are they happy? Maybe they are. All right, we won't do that. Interesting. Interesting. We could turn off auto assign damage and leave AO alive. I think we just have to try to kill it though. It also has first strike, so they're not even trading. I think they meant to block the other one. Can they slog their way out of this board state? Do they have a make disappear for this Warden? All of these questions. Shieldred. Whatever. Let's not remove any counters. Well, let's see. If we remove a counter, we take 2 and we're at 20. Fine, I will.
I'm not impressed.
Leah. Got the Considers down there. Got the Destroy Evil. Opponent goes to 5. Opponent goes to 7. They don't have a counter spell, or at least they didn't last turn.
Let your blade do the talking.
They are announcing weddings. Sure. Sure. 3 mana up. Alright. I'm gonna try to invoke victory here. What's down there? Wandering Emperor?
Show them how we greet our enemies.
What you got?
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me.
Good enough. Good enough for the win. So the last play we were going to make is use one more +1/+1 from a Wandering Emperor so that a cycling land with Sheldred's life gain wouldn't save them. So we're gonna hit the +1/+1 on here and attack for 9. That was the plan. All right, we go first. We got Mending. We got Depopulate if it's a matchup where that matters. Jetmir's Garden, huh? Don't think I'm up for Mending just yet. Let's see if we hit another tapped land. We'll take that. It's fine. Now we get another Consider after we get info. Kami. Okay. That kind of game. All these cards look pretty good. Look at him go. this mean it's worth it to blow this up? Next turn they get a little plus something. This goes 6. Because I can Wandering Emperor it away. But I don't have to take all this damage. We'll do this. Too much land. Definitely don't need to be giving them that. Cool. Pretty good card. Sure. Catilda. Yeah, I think we take 4 here and get the Emperor down.
I'm not overconfident. You're just a... This is what you get for hurting my people.
And plus, and land and go. Defense. Defend the Emperor. We'll save the depopulate for once this flips, and maybe we can even dodge this Jukai Naturalist. Weaver, you gotcha. You bet. Binding. Okay, cool. Guess they really didn't like Wandering Emperor.
Done for good.
Alright, we will destroy the enchantment. Get this back. Exile the Naturalist, I think, because we want to depopulate and not let them draw.
You're done.
Consider something really quick. Okay, I considered that land. I said no thank you. Plus the Emperor. Play the land, play the depopulate. Next turn, the Leer and the Fading Hope will be a nice tag team. Enchantments, you have to try harder. I expect a better effort from a deck like yours. Just use it now. Nope, they don't have a binding. Yeah, we'll keep that. We'll use the shield counters. Put counter over here because I expect them to leyline bind the Warden. So let's build up the creature. All right. Well, we got a few creatures. That's something.
Strike fast and strike hard.
They're gonna take the 8? You're gonna take the 8? Okay. I mean, you can. I don't stop you. Leave 1 blue available. Look at the considers. Good stuff. I have drawn my graveyard. You've got a Weaver. Patience. Patience. I mean, what are you going to do with that? No, not the token. The 1/1 token. No respect. You know I can play these cards, right? Okay. Cool. I have untapped from that position. It's pretty awesome. I like cards a lot. I really do. Sure.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Let's throw hands. Destroy evil. Awesome. more destroy evil, I should say. I don't think I hit my land drop for the turn, so I guess I'll do that. Oh my god, he's busted in half. Stop the damn match! Alright, Leyline Binding, you got it. What's your target? Lear? And you're gonna copy it? Okay, let's see what you target. Ah, okay. I kind of want both of those back. So, let's see. Yeah, this is fine. Pow. That was the heartbreaker. That was a step too far. Yeah, we'll definitely try this hand. You do have to watch out for playing both of these islands. Might take us off invoking justice on time, so we'll probably discard one of them to the mending. Harvester, sure. Ooh, we didn't hit another land. Now I don't know if I can discard this to the mending. Probably shouldn't. Should probably do this. Ah, what I got there. Could have another consider in my hand, and who knows how that's gonna trickle. Drixus Gamer coming at me. Complete with Fable. Hull Breaker Horror. Next turn. Next turn. I think we hold this consider to go with the Resurrected Horror as well. Unfortunately, that means the opponent gets to have their way with us this turn. If they have a make disappear next turn, it's a disaster. And they keep their hand? Yeah, this is not good. But, you know, we go for it. Land go. Eh? Oh, invoke despair. Okay. So, the sacrifice is you. Alright, they're an invoke despair gamer. You love to see it. Oh wait, now I don't have the discard. Now I can't discard. Big sad. Alright, alright. Now what do I do? Gosh, I've screwed this up so badly. Oh, it makes me so angry. Fading Hope. Is that gonna get us out of this? That doesn't cast Invoke Despair. That does. So maybe letting them have this treasure is a mistake? Well, we'll see. Alright, now they go for removal. Sure. Interesting, they didn't attack with this. So they weren't sure they were going to remove that. Weird. Alright, let's try for Amend. There's a Horror, there's a Plains. 5 mana, Fading Hope. go for Fading Hope on the Reflection. Sure, we could use a good little bit of help for our Hullbreaker friend. Let's go for this. Blood Token Sacrifice. Mega Lobster. Lobzilla. What you gonna do, opponent? Need a couple Infernal Grasps for that. Maybe you chose poorly last turn. Sure, you got a Sorin. Plus, what you got? A land.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
A Fable. We'll just do this now. Boing. Justice. All right. Justice get what? Justice get Emperor? Probably. Let's just do it. That would be you. 15. 16.
Strike fast and
And then they were dead. Oh my god. I played that so badly. Did not matter. Release the Kraken. Looks playable. I wonder what the matchup with Mono Blue is going to play out like. On one hand, we have sorcery spells we have to resolve. On the other, there's a Hullbreaker Horror in our deck, so I think our priority should just be to stay alive long enough to find it. And discard all of the expensive sorcery speed things to the mendings. We consider first. Let's mend. I've got two things I don't want, so let's get rid of them. Just keep everything that's flash speed and dig for Hullbreaker Horror. That's our only plan. We'll also counter anything like a Thirst. Those cards are scary. Dig for horror, dig for horror. It's in there somewhere. If we find it, they dead. They don't know about it for sure. Come on, baby. You're running low on toys. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, there won't be much land left. Oh my lord. That's so many lands. And they still haven't drawn a Thirst, so that's good for us. And now they're missing their land drop. All right, we're giving them nothing to counter until they hit their next land drop. Maybe make them discard to hand size a little. Get them uncomfortable. Yes. Yes. Drop it. Beautiful. Keep it going. There's the Thirst. Okay, I can't counter it unless I go for a Wandering Emperor and make a 2/2. I guess. Besides, what they really want are lands, but they're also punished for not discarding lands, so it's fine. We know they have a handful of counter spells. their pressure is to make land drops. And you see, they discarded a land. They couldn't part with their precious counter spells, right? So it's fine. Yep, keep discarding. Big ol' Warden, we have no intention of playing. Another Thirst? Sure. They're playing around Make Disappear a lot. Which, I guess, it's a pretty popular card. It'll still come in handy, though. Eventually, this is going to come down to a battle of mana. Here comes the Jin. Okay. Well, they got 7. I will Fading Hope your Jin. Got all this mana to fight you with. You sure you want to do something about that? You want to march it. You want to march it. Let's try for this. Destroy evil, huh? Respond. Dare you. Okay. Not quite what I expected to happen. So this will get what? Syncopate, Make Disappear, Negate. We have the Make Disappear to counter the Make Disappear. What's the best thing we can get? It's the Warden. Oh no. Whatever will I do? And let's move the shield counters. I don't think they're going to matter much, but the size could. Come on, opponent, you're still at 20. Don't be a coward. There you go. You got 5/5. You're doing it. I attack. This probably gets negated, right? Because I think they have plenty more negates. And then what kind of position are we in? Not the greatest. Let's say go. Think that this is honestly better off as fuel for mending. Ah, they channel. They channel. They still have 1 mana open. They could march. But, I mean, I don't even know if I care about trying to kill this. Alright, let's do a few things. I think we're going to play the Emperor. But let's mend first. No, let's just play the Emperor.
Now you've done it. Perhaps may your blade strike true.
If they turn the terror sideways, we can still attack their face. They don't have a good way to move around tokens. They've got a Jin. No attack. All right, I'm going to try to mend. Consider restoration. Let's consider. Still looking. Come on, there's a Hullbreaker Horror. We weren't lucky enough to find it in the top half, but it's not gone yet. I think I keep this because it's just kind of really good. All right. Hopefully I don't regret that too much. 5 mana open. They know about this. They're going to counter it. Let's play this first and see if they counter this. Definitely not something that can easily syncopate here. All right. Get land drop. Minus you. Pass turn.
Do the talking.
We know they're sitting on like Syncopates and Make Disappears. We've got to make those cards hard to use. Bang. Negate. Nova Surprise. Kiri the Swirling Sky. Just doing some math. Just doing some math. All right, Emperor going down. We're at 33.
Try not to miss.
There's a Make Disappear. Weird timing though. You can get a permanent by discarding. Looks like that permanent would be a land. At least it wouldn't be countered. Nah, just kidding. Maybe they just have Syncopate. Let's find out. Impulse. Dig. What you got? Negate. Yep. Okay. You did it again. Where's my Hullbreaker Horror, man? Did it have to be bottom 20? You take 10. We mend. Fading Hope. Flippers. Again, they can see it. It's pretty bad. I'm better off turning it into another card with mending. Do we do that at instant speed? I guess so. I guess we try it now. All right, flash speed stuff. Let's go. Ow. 17. Getting dicey. 4 cards in hand. Why don't you top deck some lands for me, opponent? Oh, we got a bounce to go off? Okay. Okay. If I play this, they'll make disappear it, so we're not doing that. If we hit them next turn, they go to 5, and we have a potentially lethal swing, but you have to believe there's Fading Hope in their hand. So the attack doesn't look too good to me. So let's say go. Just kidding. Pump fake. Here's the Consider. Somewhere in these 17 cards is one Hullbreaker Horror. There's also a Leer. Leer resolving would probably be game 2. Ding! We have a winner. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of Fading Hope, and I don't know if it's gonna help all that much. Uh-huh. Do your thing. Boing. It's a bounce spell. I guess we take it. Chumpies? Sure. Going for lethal there. Once again, I'm just not doing it. Fading Hope, March of Swirling Mist. There are a lot of things that mess with that. No reason not to take my time. Yes. The one Hullbreaker horror. It sure does put blue on a clock. If they're going to sit back and wait as long as that player did, and I eventually get to the Hullbreaker horror, it's going to go my way. All right, we'll try this hand. A little bit of counter consider magic going on. Sundown Pass, Karplusan Forest, Riveteer's Requisitioner. Some kind of Naya beat you up strategy? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna settle into a control role and try to sit there comfortably. Gonna take some damage doing it. Yeah, no fables, please. Card is too good. Cannot beat. Must counter. I, however, have a Saga now. It's not as good as theirs, but it's pretty fun for my deck. Alright, we did not draw an Invoke Justice, so we're not going to discard the Warden. We're just going to ramp with the Cove. Imagine being lucky enough to have 2 Fables. Galagreeters into the bin. Should I deny them? Should I deny them a treasure? Because I could Otawara this. Letting them have a treasure. We'll see what kind of a big mistake that turns out to be.
Run away. You'll be safer. This is what you get for hurting my people.
Ayo. Do I bounce the AO? Maybe. This is about to flip. What's our plan for that?
Hard.
Not non-existent. I guess I'm going to play the Warden then. Try to draw out of it. It's an interesting situation. Thinking it through, the opponent has another big dragon. But the only thing they can copy on the board is the Goblin. They also have nothing tapped. It's a little bit of a problem. All right. I mean, I think we have to put him to the test, right? Man, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
I think I have to try to draw and play more Wardens. Just gonna remove these loyalty counters, I guess. Board presence looks like it's gonna matter a lot. They take it. Wow. Okay. Land and Warden. I think something bad is about to happen to our Wandering Emperor, so I'm just gonna keep removing counters from her.
Watch out. I never give up.
Opponent does have that reflection, but AO and Atsushi are legendary. Alana and Elena, also legendary. Where are you going to put those counters? Atsushi has Trample. Would probably be a good choice. Yep. And then they can go after this Wandering Emperor, but a new one will take her place. You're going to have to trade off that Dawn Sky sometime, though.
Again.
Mending. Nope. Can always cast the other side from the graveyard. Destroy evil, huh? Destroy evil. So many interesting targets for that. All right, let's move some of these +1/+1 counters. That's a lot of land. Might have to mend that into something else. All right, before this goes off, let's get rid of this reflection. Of course, they can make a copy here of the shaman, but it'll go away on end step because we're not in the end step. Now let's see what the AO finds. Two +1/+1 counters. 2 counters. Ugh. All right, that Helena and Elena is scary. We could Wandering Emperor and get rid of this now, or we could save it till their turn. And I think I'm just gonna save it. Unless they have a way to give it vigilance, which I can't think of. I mean, that's a lot of +1/+1 counters from Helena and Elena, but we really want her to attack. But with all the 1/1s, there isn't a great reason for her to do that. Oh, interesting. 8/8 Gabo Shamo. But they're at 9. We've got to be careful. Nine life, not much. 9 life low. No attacks. And a Workshop War Chief, that's gonna disappear. We have just enough to make that happen. And then, let's see, block here, block here, block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can get to 8 damage. 8 that I can see. I guess another Wandering Emperor will make it 9.
I'm home. Guards, to me. Remember your training. You should be scared. This isn't going to go how you think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, one more counter is 9. No miss lethal this game. Suck it, comments. Only the greatest Magic gaming.
Must contend. We've got the edge in this fight.
Raw tokens. Holy sheep. And some people get excited about that kind of thing. We'll just draw an untapped land and these coves will be fine. We won't draw the 4th cove, of course. I'm always looking for a chance to show how fine the shuffler is. All right, Bankbuster on the play. Or no, on the draw for the opponent. We're on the play. Weird. But this is going to be an Invoked Warden, and we'll see how good it is in this situation. Not this turn, but the next one. Double Restoration. It's a lot of juice. What are you gonna do, opponent? What do you got? You know, I'm in a spot where I could just cast the Warden, but then we don't have the joy of justice. Actually though, let's think about that. If we play the Warden and they just kill it with Invoke, or not with Invoke, but with Infernal Grasp or something, we're gonna want the Justice to get it back. Oh, yeah, but, big problem with that play is Graveyard Trespasser. So, yep, we're gonna do it. We do need to stop drawing land. It's getting ridiculous. All right, they let that resolve. You can have all the counters. This plays around Infernal Grasp pretty nicely. So they can't get rid of the Warden before I get my card draw. And yeah, that's a much better play than just casting the Warden, where they can remove it in response and then I don't get a card draw. Or I have to remove a shield counter I don't want to remove. So yeah, I got a board. What you got? You got a Bank Buster. There's the Grasp. Do we bounce? It's a lot of value. But the Warden's better value. We got another one of these restorations coming our way. No kidding, Invoke Despair, wow. Never seen that card before. Another restoration. I was thinking about Invoke Justicing that restoration. Hit the opponent extra hard. Let's do it. Make it count while you can. Shield? Double Infernal Grasp would get rid of it. Alright, +1. Hit him. Get him. Care to do your invokey thingy majiggy again? Because I will gladly punch you in the face again. Duress. Okay. Big brain gaming. Yep, they take the Fading Hope. They know they gotta get rid of this Warden somehow, and if I can save it, that's not good for them. Dig. Love to see that. Oh, they in the tank. You in the tank now. All right. Mana open, say go. What a draw. We'll just decline on the... give up our permanents in hand. We really love them for Faithful Mending if we ever draw that card. You can give up another +1/+1 here. I don't think it's going to matter. If they go to 3, we don't have to hit them for 8 to beat them. Another one of these. Okay. I mean, maybe I was wrong. We'll see. Game 3. Didn't see a Parasitic Grasp coming. So they need to gain what? 2 more to buy another turn? March. Yep. Invoke. Nope. Get wrecked. Your remove all my stuff, invoke despair strategy didn't work. I'm so sorry. Big rank up game. On the draw, you. Tap land, tap land. Not great. Not great, but I think we have to keep. At least we have early plays. We just have to draw an untapped land. And there it is. Opponent appears to be a play with fire gamer. Scrying to the top. Red green. Loam speaker. Alright, good. I'm ready for your 4-drop. With a make disappear. And then if we get to Wandering Emperor status, we should be in good shape. Squee. No. As much as I don't like using make disappear there, that card can run away with the game. Alright, they hit their land. What's their 4-drop? Storm's 3-drop, Stormseeker. That's too bad. I will consider. The Swirling Sky, huh? We need some of those large creatures, but let's throw it in the bin. We might draw a Justice. And then this comes in. This does us 1. Opponent attacks. Assume they target this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and destroy that Kumano Faces Kakazan. Take that. Alright, too many lands. I'm getting nervous.
Finally, I'm home.
Can't let that thing level up.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Another one. Gross.
Still have much to learn.
Didn't see another one coming, but the Shuffler does love to mess with you. Ooh, it doesn't look like they have another good follow-up, though. Just Loam Speaker on land. Maybe they'll do that next turn, and I can snipe a land. You get nighttime. Hopefully now the Stormseekers are out of the equation. Come on, where's Invoke Justice? Come on. Shuffler's fine. Shuffler is absolutely fine. Oh, I am gonna snipe their land, I think. Oh. Interesting. Let's consider first. Leer. Leer is not bad. Alright. Slice and dice.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me.
Opponent with a million ways to kill a Wandering Emperor in their deck. Pretty funny.
I am almost
Justice.
sad to see you go.
Oh, we do this first, right? Yeah. If they kill it, we get it back. All right. Let's go. Scary turn, but if we untap from here, should be a happy time. Easiest block of my life. Go ahead, do something about it. You got nothing and you know it. Nothing. Okay, you had something. But what do you have now? I need to know. Care to try again? So, if the opponent had, and they could have done this, they could have done the Lightning Strike before the Etching dealt its damage, and then the Leer would have been exiled. We would have had to get back Carry the Swirling Sky, which wouldn't be the worst thing. But, like, there's a time and place for everything. I say all the time that when you're doing an attack and you want to trade, like, your damage spell and your creature for their blocker, when they block, you let your damage happen, and then you play your damage spell to make sure it happens. I say that all the time. It's usually the right play. But in this case, it turned out to be wrong. Now, fair, they didn't necessarily know I was an Invoke Justice deck, but it is something to think about. If they had Lightning Struck first, and then the Etching would have dealt damage at the same turn, at the same time, it would have exiled. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and the first version of Azorius Justice that I played, featuring cards like Depopulate and Fateful Absence, was putting up okay numbers. It was 5-4, a 55% win rate, but after some changes and some adjustments on the fly, the new version has the beautiful straight line graph of a 4-0 finish, beating Mono Blue, Red Green, Mono Black, and whatever the Naya thing was. So, off to a great start with the changes. They feel really good to me, and as usual, when you're playing a deck and you're climbing up ladder, you have two choices. You can stick to the tried, true, the proven, the thing that the streamer or YouTuber built, or the thing that you built that you're putting up great numbers with, or you can move cards around here and there. There are people who tinker and there are people who don't. If you are a tinkerer, just always try to question each card that you draw. Is this what I needed for the situation? What would be better, and how many times does that situation come up where you wish you could replace the card? And maybe you will find the right cards to tinker into. So I do think that Azorius Justice is a pretty cool take. I think my favorite thing about the deck was Carry the Swirling Sky and Leer, so I might try a version more built around those cards. I felt like I was getting back Sanctuary Warden a lot in this deck, and it was doing okay. I also feel like Restoration of Aggro is another card that in this particular deck is just okay, and maybe there's a way to improve the deck and have it run just a little bit smoother. So I don't think I'm quite done with Azorius Justice, and in particular I want to try to pair up Carry the Swirling Sky and also the Invoke Justice. Maybe 4 of each. Maybe we'll even try to get Ao in there. Maybe we'll run some Azorius Dragons. We'll see. I'm definitely not done with the color combination, and I'm not quite done with Invoke Justice. So, stay tuned. We'll do it again in the future. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.